crazy. I just seen a video on Instagram of someone posting a prayer over their audience, and she was in the video and she was like, "This is my fourth time having to try to record this video," and same thing happened to me. Like, I'm trying to record this video, trying to set it up, and the devil was just working in all his little petty ways to try to stop this video from happening. But here we are. I really didn't even want to make this video, but I read the Bible for like 5 minutes this week, and God spoke to me. And I was, before I read the Bible, before I opened up, I'm like, Lord, I really don't know how you feel about me right now. Can you please let me know? And I just opened my Bible, and I don't normally do this. I usually would read Jeremiah or read something in Acts, something that I haven't read before in the New Testament. That's how I usually determine like what I'm going to read. But I prayed and I was like, Lord, just let me know how you feel about me right now. And I opened my Bible and it landed on Exodus chapter 16, and it's subtitled Bread from Heaven. And I'm just going to read a couple of verses because it's a long chapter. Um, let's see. We'll start with verse 2. And the whole congregation of the people of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the people of Israel said to them, would that we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the meat pots and ate bread to the full. For you have brought us out into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Scroll down to verse 9. Then Moses said to Aaron, say to the whole congregation of the people of Israel, come near before the Lord, for he has heard your grumbling. And as soon as Aaron spoke to the whole congregation of the people of Israel, they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in a cloud. And the Lord said to Moses, I have heard the grumbling of the people of Israel. Say to them, at twilight you shall eat meat, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread. Then you shall know that I am the Lord your God. This is so crazy to me because I have been, like, God surprises me. And he surprises me in my life, things that I've seen him do, and the prayers that I've seen him answer, and the miracles that I've seen him do in my life and the lives of those around me, the things that he allows me to witness that reveals his character, surprise me about him. But I've also been reading the Bible for a long time, and sometimes I'm really familiar with God's nature throughout stories in the Bible. Like, God reveals himself throughout the scriptures. And as a person who has read the Old Testament, if you have read the Old Testament, you understand that there's a side of God that he don't play games. Like, Lot's wife turned around, boom, pillar of salt. He destroyed a whole city, Sodom and Gomorrah, because there was sin in it. He sent down fire from heaven to consume people because they were disobedient. God did not play around about his laws, about obedience. And we don't really we don't experience that side of God today at all because of Jesus and because we're living in the age of grace. So when we go back and we read the Bible and we see God was a God who he delivered justice himself, and he delivered justice swiftly. But yet he was still a God of mercy. Like, he could have always done more. Like, he flooded the earth, but he left the remnant of Noah. Like, he always, had a level of mercy at some point, even for his children. And in the context of Exodus chapter 16, as the Israelites, they were just saved from slavery in Egypt, Moses and the Red Sea. So they've crossed the Red Sea now. They're now in the wilderness. And these people that God just saved from slavery, they are now complaining that life may have been better in slavery, because at least in slavery, they were eating food and meat, and they had food. And it's so crazy to me because it's like, when I'm reading this chapter 16 of Exodus, and I'm seeing they use the word grumbling. So that's like I don't think I've ever really come across that word in the Bible that I can remember off the top of my head. So I'm like, oh shoot, they're grumbling? Well, God is about to rebuke them. Like, how could you grumble after I just delivered you out of Egypt with one of the greatest miracles of all time, parting the Red Sea, and I destroyed your enemies? Like, how could you be grumbling against me? That's how I expected God to respond to these people. And that's why I'm saying God is surprising me, because he did not respond that way at all. Instead, he gave them what they were asking for, essentially. He provided food for them, bread from heaven, manna, and it was enough for that day. The food that he sent down every day was enough for them for that day. And it's so surprising because, like I said, I would have figured that God would have rebuked them. And it was so encouraging to me because I have grumblings against the Lord. I have things that have happened to me in my life that I don't think are fair. And I sometimes harbor those emotions instead of letting God know about it. Because I'm like, if I speak to God about it, if I let him know, if I grumble, then I feel like I'm gonna get rebuked. I feel like God is gonna be like, or I feel like I should just be more grateful and then I wouldn't have these complaints. And this is so encouraging because this is the God of the New Testament. So these people aren't living in the age of grace where Jesus has lived and died and resurrected. They're living in I guess, for lack of a better term, the cruel, wrathful era of God where he struck people down and he was moving like that. And it's just so it was encouraging to me to know that God is always God. Like, his character is always the same. He is a God of mercy. He's a God of compassion. He's a God of love. There is a difference between how people were treated in the Old Testament and the New Testament, but God, he's still perfect. He's still love. He still loves us as his children, and he's proving that when you grumble against him, yeah, some things might be valid, and he understands that might be valid, and he's going to provide for you. So it's like, he may not always give you everything that you want. Maybe you have to go through the process of grumbling, of being frustrated with him, and letting him know what you want and what you need, and letting him know the true thoughts of your heart for him to move. Like, could that be a possibility? Could it be that he just really wants your heart? Could it be that he just wants to develop that relationship with you? Imagine you have a relationship with anybody in your life and you never express all your emotions to them. You only go to them when you're happy, or you only go to them when you're sad, but you never reveal something that frustrates you about your relationship with them. How can that relationship improve? How can you guys work past any frustration? You have to communicate about it. You have to express that to someone. And I feel like it's so encouraging to me to know that God who created the heavens and the earth, he cares about my stupid little grumblings. So much so that he will send bread from heaven as a miracle to appease me. Like, that is a good God. Like, you don't have to do that. This is not life or death situation. I mean, these people, I don't know if they were on the brink of death, but it didn't make it seem like it. It was just, they were grumbling. They were just unhappy about, I guess, what they had to eat. And yet God just provided for them. And it's just so amazing. And I think about even back to the New Testament where it's like, don't be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and supplication, present your requests before God. And the peace of God will guard your hearts. Like, that is a direct um, result and answer to your prayer. Like, the peace of God will guard your heart. So, like, it doesn't say pray about only things that you think are important or someone else thinks is important. Pray about everything. Go to God about everything, and He will. Then the peace of God will guard your hearts. And so it's just so amazing to me. It's so encouraging that God cares about the grumblings of our lives, and that he wants to hear our complaints, and he just wants to have a relationship with us, and he wants to grow us and mature us, and he wants to have a relationship with us. The God of all creation wants to have a relationship with us. Sent his own son to die on the cross for our sins so we can have relationship with him, so we can have access to God. It's a beautiful thing. And when we begin to meditate and focus on just that truth, like, if you start just going to God in prayer, like, just take 5 minutes from your job to just take a walk and pray. This is something that I often do. It's like, wow, like, I just feel different, I just feel like a weight lifted off of me. I feel a little bit more at ease with my situation. Nothing necessarily needs to change, but that peace that surpasses all understanding guard your heart. You don't understand where it comes from. You didn't conjure it. You didn't create it. And you can't remove it. And it's just there. It just rests upon your heart. And I just think God is so amazing for that. And I'm just so thankful that He's a God that He loves us and He has compassion on us. He calls us to do things for His glory and for His kingdom, but He also cares about the grumblings that we have. And He's so merciful that He acts on it and doesn't condemn us for it. So I hope that encouraged you the way it encouraged me. Stay encouraged and be blessed. Peace.